Welcome to another session of Mazungumzo. This is your host and guest, Dr. Gilbert Githere, coming to your home with another program of Being on Time. And the main title of the program is Mazungumzo, a Swahili word which means discussion. We have been dealing with this analysis for a long time. Now we are coming to just winding it up. And it's a very interesting topic. Now, interestingly enough, I found a book, a very interesting book. I will tell you the title. The title is The Social Animal, The Hidden Sources of Love, Character, and Achievement. It's by D.Brooks. This guy actually is a host on PBS and many, many other programs. And he has written a beautiful book which actually uses being on time as a philosophy behind the book he has written. And he actually covers most of the words and techniques that actually being on time tells us involves existence, like temporality, ecstasy, present, making present. You can actually decipher these things in that book. And I thought it is very interesting that I just bring you a small analysis of this. I open up with kind of discussing it, and I'll continue like this. Culture is a collection of habits, practices, beliefs, arguments, and tensions that regulates and guides human beings. That's culture, because there are things I'll touch a little because they're so involved in this discussion of being on time. So I'm just kind of going through a few things just to kind of remind you what we are covering. Historical precedents are more useful guides than universal principles. That's just like a hint. Historical precedents are more useful guides than universal principles. This is covered in the British Enlightenment versus French Enlightenment. Now I go to David Brooks' book. That was just a few words elaborating what they kind of mean. The Social Animal, The Hidden Source of Love, Character, and Achievement came out in 2011. And he quotes Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker is a famous writer in the world of leadership, especially, which I am also an expert in. Peter Drucker is an expert. It's management, but leadership, vision, and strategy. Now, life is a chain of regulated errors, corrected by small increments of rectifications in the future. That is Drucker. So errors that we commit, ecstasies, and that you can see, that is the ecstasy, trying to innovate. You're all the time in this, you're in a very thoughtful format. You are thinking. Since you graduated, might be from the university, you got your PhD, you got your master's, and you're thinking of an idea, or you're just innovative, you're creative, you're thinking of an idea. It doesn't just happen. It's a historical thing. It has horizons. It has stages. It has past and it has present, and then it has a future, because what you innovate now is going to be so helpful in the future on improving the life of the community, improving the life of the people. That's all about innovation. It's so important that actually when you innovate things, is for the purpose of improving people's lives. Let us not forget that. Certainly, the social animal, the hidden source of love, character, and achievement by D.Brooks delves into the complexities of human behavior and the influences that shape our personalities. Brooks introduces us to characters like Harold and Erica to illustrate his points about ecstasis, temporality, and influence. Just exactly the way I told you that he's gonna go into actually what this book covers. Brooks actually deals with these things in his book. Ecstasis, as Brooks describes it, refers to the moments when individuals transcend themselves and connect with something greater than themselves. In the context of Harold and Erica, ecstasis manifests itself. So you can see now we're starting to see how Brooks deals with ecstasis. Very, very, very interesting. Ecstasis, as Brooks describes it, refers to the moments when individuals transcend themselves. I had said that. And connect with a higher thing. And this one actually, Harold, who is the main character in this piece, he gets to a point where he realizes he can actually base his personality and his studies on Greek mythologies. He finds Greek mythologies making so much sense that he sees them as that moment of vision. He has discovered something he's going to base his education on and himself, and discovered the inner self and the out self. In the context of Harold and Erica, ecstasis manifests in their shared experiences and the way they navigate life together. Their relationship serves as a microcosm of human connection, highlighting the importance of empathy and understanding in forming deep bonds. This is something we have gotten practical to kind of give us what it entails, being on time, what it is all about. Temporality plays a crucial role in shaping Harold and Erica's personalities. Brooks explores how their past experiences, present circumstances, and future aspirations influence their decisions and their behavior. By examining their life trajectories, Brooks underscores the idea that individuals are constantly evolving beings shaped by the passage of time. We are all shaped by passage of time, being and time. Our existence cannot be existence if there was no passing of time. Brooks explores the concept of influence and how it shapes our identities. Harold and Erica are influenced by a myriad of factors, including their upbringing, social environment, and personal aspirations. Through their interactions with the family, friends, and society at large, they navigate a complex web of influences that shape their beliefs, values, and behaviors. This is very, very, very interesting. One of the key themes of the book is the hidden source of love. So the word care and being conscientious about the society is a very big aspect of Martin Heidegger's writing of what Dasein does. When he's there in the environment, which is so challenging, that he has got to cope with it. There has to be a kind of one has to be resolute to be able to navigate our environments because they're complex. Political, social, geographical, economic, cultural, they're all very intricate. Because in the Maslow's philosophy, the hierarchy of needs have got to be met. You got to have shelter, you have got to have clothes, you have got to have education, you have got to have food. All these things, you got to have relationships if you're really going to survive, especially in your psyche. One of the key themes of the book is the hidden sources of love, character, and achievement. Brooks jumps into the subconscious forces that drive human behavior. The unconscious is a crucial element in our lives. All our perceptions, they're actually in our unconscious, not the conscious. The conscious is very immediate. It borrows from the unconscious. The unconscious, the stored memories, the schema, the schemata, where all it dwells. If you have learned things, they bubble from the unconscious. If there are things you have been thinking in the past, which will make you have that eureka moment, a moment of vision, of discovery in the making of the present, making present. There is something you have discovered. Like when Einstein, E, mc squared, came up. That's the moment of vision. That time he made present, making present, because that innovation changed the human life. And those are the moments, ecstasy, because ecstasy is not just the aura, it is the discovery of that phenomena, of that paradigm, as Kuhn has it, Thomas Kuhn. Scientific revolution. Discoveries, they are very important. They are what makes us, they make us tick. So the subconscious is very, very important. And those people, if you have studied psychology, Freud, and many others, Jung, you will know that these are the most important things in our lives. Human behavior, revealing that our actions are often motivated by deeper psychological impulses and desires. Harold and Erica's journey serves as a case study in understanding the hidden dynamics of human relationships and personal development. And that's what existence is all about. And you can see that, and this, anybody, if you look at what I'm talking about here, it's clearly superimposes with being and time. Brooks also explores the role of character in shaping individual lives. Through Harold and Erica's experiences, he illustrates how character traits such as resilience, perseverance, and integrity influence their ability to overcome challenges and achieve success. By examining the interplay between character and circumstance, Brooks offers insights into the complexities of human nature. As Michael Jackson told us, human nature. Throughout the book, Brooks challenges conventional notions of success and achievement, arguing that true fulfillment comes from meaningful connection and a sense of purpose. Because Erica opens a big business, succeeds in it, but like any business, it winds down. People don't want the idea she was selling. So she has to come up with something else. She has got to struggle, go into her schema, the unconscious, which has so much stored. And this is how he realizes if she has to succeed, she has to invite Harold. She gets information from a friend that Harold is a juggler of strategies and visions. And he invites him to help him formulate a new strategy in operating a successful business. And they're all into things which involve team management for companies to succeed. What theories are you going to use? What techniques are you going to use to build a successful company? Because you got to come with ideas, innovate new paradigms, which will help you get to where you're going. Throughout the book, Brooks challenges conventional notions of success and achievement, arguing that true fulfillment comes from meaningful connection and a sense of purpose. Harold and Erica's journey serves as a reminder that success is not just measured by external accolades, but by the depth of our relationships and the impact we have on others. In conclusion now, the social animal, the hidden source of love, character, and achievement, offers a rich exploration of human nature and the forces that shape our lives. Through the story of Harold and Erica, David Brooks invites readers to reflect on their own experiences and consider the hidden influences that drive their behavior. It's a beautiful book. And somebody covering being on time, I would actually strongly suggest, visiting a book like this. Now I go back to our usual study of being on time, because we haven't finished. And one interesting thing is that Brooks, in the end of the book, he actually covers the subject of death. And you people who remember well, I said and I have emphasized, even in Being on Time, Martin Heidegger introduces the issue of death. Because death is always hovering over us, human beings. We are finite. We are not infinite. We are not immortal. We are mortal. We come to an end. And that time, when we come to an end, the now, which is tick, tick, the time stops. And what is left is ego. And mainly, the main one, only love is left at the end. Because that's why many people believe love is what is God. Because if you're able to love, you will sense the presence of God. And actually, Harold comes to his last breath in this book, the social animal. He dies. And he dies of old age. But all the tribulations, all the sufferings of the there, which Martin Heidegger calls the there, and what it calls us to have care, conscientious, ability to survive with the other people of the community. Because let's say, for example, Erica, she has past, present, and future. She's of two heritages. She's Chinese and she's Mexican, Spanish. And she doesn't come from a very humble background. There were a lot of problems in her life. The parents were not living in a very cordial relationship. They had disagreements like most of us when we're married. Married is a pilgrim. It has challenges. Erica was no exception. And she goes to a charter school in a very, very, very intricate manner. She pushes herself to ask for a chance to attend that charter school. Because she was in these schools which were, she was not actually happy about it. This is a long story. You got to go back, might be revisited, but I'm just telling you. And those are the ecstasies. She discovers she has to go to a new school, experience a new mode of education, which will make her able to face the challenges of post-modern society, which is all tailored using Western values. So she learns like how, for example, to approach an interview, how to study, how to get maximum use of your time when you're studying. What kind of behavior should you have? What strengths should you acquire and cultivate so that when you'll be out there where there are challenges in the environment, as Martin Heidegger told us, you have to survive. You're going to have some kind of experiences you have gained. And she acquires a very high level of education. And she becomes a deputy chief of staff. She rises up as deputy chief, assistant chief, chief of staff in the White House. It's a long story. Harold becomes an archivist, a librarian of repute, and he writes several books of history of the things he was curating in the museums because he becomes an archivist. So they're all living different lives. He stops being a manager and a leader in business, advising the wife, because their business also comes to an end, the second one which they built. So you can see the struggle of existence right there. And I think today I am not going to go very far. I am just going to leave you to digest what I have said. Because today I dealt with just this book, The Social Animal by D.Brooks. It came out on 2011. A beautiful piece, especially when you want to understand things like ecstasy, making present, existence, existential ontological phenomenology is all puzzled in that book beautifully. Temporality, this dance of life. You are thinking of the past, but you are repairing a door. You are thinking, how will I retire? Will I have enough to retire? Will my children attend college and I have money to pay for it? You are doing your work and you're thinking about all this. And this is what human beings are involved in. And that's all ecstasy. Ecstasy is a broad word horizon, historicity. You remember we covered those. So until we meet next time, when we continue now to come to the end of being and time, where actually Martin Heidegger addresses the issue of death. How do we approach the end of our lives? Until we meet again, this is your host, Gilbert Kisharu Githere, saying ciao. Embedodo, embedodo, limelala mchangani, kwa furaha na mazoea, uwe wangu wa milele. Kolo kolola, kolo kolola, kolola. Embedodo, embedodo, limelala mchangani, kwa furaha na mazoea, uwe wangu wa milele. Nilitoka kwako juzi, nikitaka kukusubahi. Bibi akanambia, mwenzako hayuko katoka. Kamuuliza kaenda wapi, akasema hajui vyema. Nikipita kichochoroni, nakuta ukinywa chang'aa, umekwisha potea. Wapotea mtoto mzuri kwa kunywa pombe. Majengo siendi tena, majengo siendi tena, majengo siendi tena, kuna dogo dogo nyingi. Mama waniambia niliwache rumba, nami sikuzoea. Mama, siwezi kuliwacha rumba kwa sababu yako. Cha upele mpenzi, hayo usemayo. Mama, hayo ni maradhi, yapeleke kwa daktari. Mama waniambia niliwache rumba, nami sikuzoea. Mama, siwezi kuliwacha rumba kwa sababu yako. Hizo ni nyimbo zilizopendwa. Unajua tunakava hii existence, na hiyo yote hao waimbaji kina Fundi Konde, Daniel Katuga, Fadhili William, Esther John na waimbaji wengi, mambo yote wanadili nayo ni existence, tabu za binadamu wakiwa huku duniani. Hakuna kitu kibaya kama hakuna kitu kibaya humu duniani kama shida. Haina siku, mwaka wala mwezi, kado taarifa. Shida hutokea wakati wowote mpaka mwisho. Iwe siku ya harusi shida, iwe mwisho wa mwezi shida. Shida haikosi, shida haipigi hodi, kila siku shida mpaka siku ya mwisho. Huyo ni Mbaraka Mweshe wa Moro Jazz, pia naye anatufafanulia maisha, anatuambia kuexist ni shida. Hakuna kitu utafanya existence, hizo ecstasy zote unadili nazo ni shida tu, unazitatua. Na hayo ndio maisha ya binadamu. Mpaka tukutane tena, wenu Gilbert Kisharu Githere nikisema chao chao.